But first, we begin with an awful house fire that kills a mother and her bedridden son. A neighbor's surveillance camera catches the seconds those flames first erupt. Good afternoon, I'm Sherman Chow. Michelle Choi is inside Fair with the heartbreaking story.
Taking a look at the aftermath of the scene, absolutely devastating. We're told 3 people lived inside this house. The dad managed to get out safely thanks to a neighbor. Sadly, his wife and terminally ill son did not. As flames quickly took over this home, emotions ran high.
I dropped to my knees in my driveway and I started screaming.
According to investigators, the fire started from the 2nd floor, killing a mom and her terminally ill son. Family friend CJ shared this picture with us, saying one of the victims was 26-year-old Patrick Hamilton. Patrick had been diagnosed with terminal cancer and his mom took care of him.
He's not suffering anymore because, like I said, he was fixed and go full paralyzed. He can finally be at peace. He can finally rest and just kind of take a break.
The only one to make it out alive, Patrick's dad, thanks to a neighbor who helped him to safety. His surveillance camera capturing the moment the flames erupted. In it, you can see him running towards the house. He says that father stood paralyzed on the front porch of his burning house.
We just wish that we would have reacted sooner. You know, I wish the minute I smelled the fire, I wish I would have looked outside. I just didn't.
The father taken to a hospital for smoke inhalation. According to CJ, he suffers from emphysema. He now plans on helping him recover together.
I'm going to do what I can and see about what we can do as a community to come together and what we can do for this family and for his father.
Firefighters say this home may have been burning for some time before they got here. They say there were no working smoke detectors inside. The cause of the fire is still being investigated. Inside Fair, Michelle Choi, KHOU 11 News.
And new information this hour, 34-year-old Jason Farmer charged with manslaughter for choking his fiancee's sister to death in a room he had rented. Houston police say Farmer called them Friday, met them at the hotel on the Southwest Freeway, and led them to the body, allegedly saying that he had strangled the 23-year-old woman on Thursday. And another local man charged with manslaughter after he allegedly shot and killed his host, who was wearing a bulletproof vest. Police say the victim was throwing a party in his Heights home yesterday when he put on a bulletproof vest. Then Jason Griffin allegedly shot him. It is unclear if the shooting was part of a dare and if the bullet penetrated the vest or struck the victim directly. Counselors are on campus at Rice University today to help students mourn the loss of a rising football star. 21-year-old Blaine Paget found dead in his apartment over the weekend. He had not shown up to practice. This afternoon, the cause of death still unclear. Time now to take a live look over downtown Houston this noon hour. Boy, is it cloudy outside. Cheetah Craft. I'm hoping my car gets a good wash this afternoon. There's a lot of pollen all over everything.
Isn't that the truth? You know, you walk outside and just everybody, I feel like, needs a car wash right now. This is the thing. Throughout the day-to-day, we are going to see the rain chances pick up. Even right now on the radar, you can see a few light showers pretty much across the area. There's an isolated little moderate downpour there in Fort Bend County, and otherwise, some of this is even virga. So the radar is actually detecting it, but it may not actually be reaching to the ground. I am tracking a cold front that is going to bring a few heavier downpours, and that will mainly be for your afternoon and evening. But take a look here. It's well off to our north. I mean, just north of the Palestine area, and you can see this is continuing to drop southward. So we're going to have to give this a few more to several more hours. Just know that the chance for showers will be in the forecast, especially for later today. Cloudy skies. Sherman was right. We've got a lot of clouds out there right now. If you're planning to head out to the rodeo this evening, you're, I'm sure, in for a great concert, but pack the rain gear. I'm going to really detail your afternoon and evening forecast and then show you what it does for the rest of the week coming up next. Sherman, back to you.
All right, thank you, Cheetah Craft. Florida lawmakers are scrambling now to pass new gun legislation for the first time in more than a decade, this after the Parkland school shooting. State Senate is expected to vote today, but they are being met by protesters. Nikki Batiste is in Tallahassee.
How can you trust 18-year-old men and women to go to war but not own a firearm?
Speaking at this pro-gun rally, defiant college student 20-year-old Tiffany Berkeley fought back against a potential Florida law that would force her to wait until she is 21 to buy a gun.
Raising the age would effectively terminate any Second Amendment rights I have in this state.
During a special session, Florida's Senate spent nearly 8 hours amending the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act.
The only thing that will help the situation is if we ban assault weapons, it's not the weapon, it's the evil from within.
As it stands, the legislation would increase the age to buy a rifle from 18 to 21, ban bump stocks, and require a 3-day waiting period for most gun purchases. The legislation would also start a new marshal program, permitting teachers and staff to be armed after at least 132 hours of training.
The amendment is adopted.
Following a voice vote, a 2-year ban on AR-15 assault weapons initially passed, but the motion was reconsidered and reversed 20 minutes later in a roll call vote.
17 yeas, 21 nays, Mr. President.
The decision stung for some Florida school shooting survivors like Jackie Corin, who tweeted, "This breaks my heart, but we will not let this ruin our movement."
Berkeley says she does support giving teachers the option to be armed. If the Senate passes the bill today, it will then be considered by the House. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, Tallahassee, Florida.
It could take you only 90 minutes to get to North Texas, but not everybody on board with the proposed high-speed rail line. Folks get to share their opinion about the Texas Bullet Train project tonight before the Federal Railroad Administration. A public meeting will be held from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Sheraton Houston Brook Hollow Hotel. Tomorrow is primary election day, and there has already been record turnout in the early vote. Governor Greg Abbott and Senator Ted Cruz are both up for re-election. The polls open at 7 a.m. and remain open through 7 p.m. KHOU.com is your election headquarters this week. We've got ways for you to find your sample ballot and your polling place right on our website, and we will be live throughout the night tomorrow on air and online at KHOU.com with the results. Still to come this afternoon, the deadline for DACA shutdown is here, and what is or is not happening for Dreamers, and what will happen after today. Then, unbelievable video. A firefighter crushed when a flaming roof collapses on top of him. Later on, we will take